All right, so today we're going to dive deep into picking a great name for a YouTube channel.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, it can feel like a lot of pressure.
It really
like it's this huge decision.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we've got some great resources for this deep dive to help us break it all down.
Awesome. I'm ready.
We've got tips from YouTube creators themselves, and then some really interesting data-driven insights from TunePocket.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So TunePocket, they actually analyzed 20,000 trending YouTube channels.
Whoa, 20,000. That's a lot.
Yeah. So we're talking serious research here.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into that.
Okay, so let's start with the YouTube creators video.
Okay.
They start off by saying, and I think you'll like this, they say there's no exact science to naming your channel.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Right.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off a little bit.
Yes,
It's not like there's this magic formula or anything.
Yeah, so it's more about understanding what makes a channel name effective.
Right, the principles behind it.
Exactly. Okay, so they highlight 3 key things to keep in mind. Okay, first up is memorability.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
If your channel name is like a jumble of random letters and numbers, is anyone going to remember it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Especially in those early stages, you really want something that people are going to remember.
Yeah, you want a name that sticks.
Absolutely.
So if someone hears about your channel, like in passing, they can actually find it again.
Right, it needs to be easy to recall.
Okay, and then the next thing is audience connection.
Okay.
So your channel name should resonate with the people you're trying to reach.
Makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're all about DIY home decor, your name should kind of hint at that.
Right. Give people an idea of what to expect.
Exactly. It's like a signal flare to your ideal viewers.
Yeah, and I think that helps YouTube's algorithm too, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
When your name reflects your niche, it helps YouTube understand what your channel is about so they can recommend it to the right people.
So it's like a double whammy.
Exactly.
Attract viewers and help the algorithm do its thing.
Yeah, win-win.
Okay, now their third point is really interesting.
Okay.
They say you can actually change your channel name later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Right.
Yeah, it takes some of the pressure off that initial choice.
Yeah, so it's a big decision,
For sure.
but it's not necessarily set in stone.
Right. But I bet they still emphasize consistency for building a brand.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like once you've got a name that's working,
Yeah.
you want to stick with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now let's get into TunePocket's research.
Okay.
This is where it gets really fascinating.
Okay.
They found that a whopping 66% of those top performing channels use the creator's real name or their brand name.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
I think it makes a lot of sense when you think about how YouTube has evolved,
Okay.
It's become so much more than just a platform for videos. It's a place where people connect with personalities, with stories.
Incorporating your name or your brand isn't just about ego.
No, not at all. It's about building that personal connection.
Exactly. Viewers want to feel like they know the creator.
Yeah.
And when they feel like they know you, they're more likely to trust you, engage with your content, and, stick around.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, TunePocket, they found other naming styles too,
Oh, okay.
like combining words
Okay.
or using a single powerful word that captures your channel's essence.
Right.
So there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. But even those other styles can still tie back to the concept of personal branding.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, even if you're not using your actual name, you're still creating a unique identity for your channel.
Right.
A brand that reflects your style and values.
So whether it's explicit or implicit, that personal touch is key.
Exactly.
I like that now TunePocket also provides a super handy 3-step process for choosing a name.
Oh, that's great. I love a structured approach to this kind of thing.
Me too, because it can feel kind of overwhelming, right?
It really can, yeah.
So what's the first step?
Yeah, what do they recommend? It all starts with understanding your content and audience.
Okay.
So they emphasize defining your niche,
Well,
the type of videos you'll create, and the overall vibe you want your channel to have.
That makes sense. You need a clear vision of what you're building before you can give it a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then step 2 is all about brainstorming.
Okay.
So this is where you get to unleash your creativity and start playing with different name ideas.
I bet they have some cool tips for brainstorming.
Oh, they do.
Like what?
They suggest combining keywords,
Okay.
using alliteration. Oh, and they even suggest trying out TunePocket's YouTube channel name generator.
Oh, cool.
Have you heard of that?
I have, yeah. It's really neat.
So you just plug in some basic info about your channel and it spits out a bunch of potential names.
That sounds fun.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good way to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Get those creative juices flowing.
Exactly. And then, of course, the final step is making sure the name you love is actually available.
Right, of course.
Yeah, no point in falling head over heels for a name.
Yeah.
It's already taken.
That's happened to me before, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So TunePocket emphasizes checking availability, not just on YouTube, but also on other social media platforms.
Yeah, that's so important. You want to have a consistent presence everywhere.
Exactly. So we've got memorability, audience, relevance, availability.
It's like the trifecta.
It is the trifecta.
It's a great YouTube channel name.
Right. But a catchy name is really just the beginning, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's like having a beautiful storefront, but no sign to tell people what you sell.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So what else do we need to consider to make sure your channel is set up for success?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's what we'll unpack in the next part.
Let's do it.
So yeah, picking a great name, that's just the first step.
Right, it's like the foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
But we need to make sure people can actually find your channel.
Absolutely. Got to make it easy for them to discover you.
And that's where keywords come in.
Keywords, yeah, those are crucial.
They're like the bridges connecting your content with the people who are searching for it.
Right. It's all about speaking the algorithm's language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And TunePocket actually has a really helpful tool for this.
Oh, yeah.
It's called their YouTube tags generator.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it helps you find the most effective keywords for your niche.
So you're not just throwing darts in the dark.
Exactly. Takes the guesswork out of it.
I like that.
And then, of course, there's the visual element.
Oh, right. The banner image.
Yes, it's like that storefront sign we were talking about.
It's got to grab people's attention.
Exactly. Make them want to check out your channel.
And it's your chance to make a strong first impression visually.
Right. So your banner image should really capture the essence of your channel's brand.
The colors, the style, the overall vibe.
Now let's go back to those different naming styles for a sec.
Okay.
We talked about personal branding, but what about channels that are more focused on a specific topic or niche?
All right. Good point.
Like if your channel isn't necessarily about you as a creator,
Yeah.
combining relevant keywords in the name can be really effective.
Yeah. It tells people exactly what your channel is about.
Exactly. Like if you're passionate about sustainable living, for example,
Okay.
you could have a name like Eco Life Hacks or Green Living Guide.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
Right. It instantly signals your niche.
And those are examples of combining words, right?
Yes, exactly.
Which TunePocket mentioned.
It's a classic approach.
Yeah. And it can be really good for SEO.
Absolutely. But they also highlight other techniques, like using alliteration.
Oh, alliteration. Yeah. Using words that start with the same sound. That can make a name really catchy.
And memorable. Think about it. Some of the most memorable brands out there use alliteration.
That's true.
And it works just as well for YouTube channels.
Yeah, it does. What about acronyms?
Oh, good point. Acronyms could be great too.
Yeah, especially if you have a longer channel name.
Right, or if you want something that feels a bit more playful and unique.
Yeah. The key is to make sure it's still relevant to your content and easy to understand.
Exactly. You don't want people scratching their heads.
Now, speaking of making things easy to understand,
Yes.
TunePocket offers a tool that can help simplify something that can be quite complex.
Okay, what's that?
It's their YouTube subscribe link generator.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it lets you create custom subscribe links.
That you can share anywhere.
Exactly, on your website, social media, even in the descriptions of your videos.
It's a super simple way to encourage viewers to subscribe.
I love how they focus on not just the creative side of YouTube, but also the strategic aspects.
Right, it's all connected.
Yeah, like building an audience and making it easy for people to connect with you.
All right, so let's pause here for a moment and kind of shift gears.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about the practical side of things.
Yeah, the strategies, the tools,
But let's not forget the heart of it all.
the passion, the
Yeah.
drive.
Exactly, the creative spark that fuels it all.
What makes someone decide to hit that record button and share their voice with the world?
That's what we'll explore in the final part of this deep dive. It's like at the heart of it all, YouTube is about sharing,
Sharing your passions, your knowledge.
your unique perspective with the world.
It really is. And finding those people who get it.
Right, who share those interests.
Yeah, even if they're super niche.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And choosing the right name for your channel, it's almost like giving a title to your story.
Yeah. I like that. A title to your journey as a creator.
And the cool thing is you don't need a ton of fancy equipment to get started.
Nope, just a camera, an idea, and that creative spark.
Exactly, like YouTube has really democratized content creation.
It really has. Anyone with a story to tell can find an audience.
So if you're out there and you're feeling that pull,
That creative urge,
the urge to share your voice,
go for it.
just go for it.
Don't let fear hold you back.
And remember, you don't have to figure it all out on your own.
Right. There are amazing resources out there to help.
Like TunePocket's tools.
Yeah, they're a great example.
And speaking of TunePocket, don't forget to check out their YouTube channel, Name Generator.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, especially if you're feeling stuck.
Exactly. It's a fun way to get those creative juices flowing.
Definitely. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What story do you want to tell?
Ooh, good question.
And what impact do you want to make on the world?
Let those questions guide you as you start your YouTube journey.
Find your voice. Embrace your passion.
And don't be afraid to share it.
Who knows, maybe someday we'll be deep diving into your channel.
I love that.
Marveling at all you've accomplished.
That's the dream.
It is so. Keep learning, keep creating, and keep pushing the boundaries
Of what's possible on YouTube.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.